Welcome back, Careers at 40, Frank Mola and Venus. Guys, episode 11. I really can't believe this, right? Now, before we start, remember, like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, Being 40, YouTube, Being 40. Venus, it's all about Careers at 40.
I will spell that 40.
F-O-U-R-T-Y. Career.
I know some of you have been asking, why are you kwani hamkuenda shule? You know, yes, we did go to school, and today we're going to be talking about careers and just reflecting on our journey, you know, from the 20s and being in our 40s, you know. And I think, Frank, you have a very, very interesting story. I wouldn't even want to share my part because me, I've been, so constant. Yani, who works for 20 years for the same employer? I need counseling, but I love my employer with all my heart. Yes, I do. But Frank, just, tell us where you started from, because, you have built yourself, over time. Nikikuangalia hivi nakumbuka taya. There's just a slogan of built for the road. Yani, you are built for this life. Ebu, tell us how you started and how you've been able to get to where you are today.
It's an emotional journey, basically, right? And born in a family of 7, the third born in Kariobangi South, K South, right? I finished my Form 4, and after that, it's like you're on your own, right? So what happened is, and I think that's almost the same time when, you start dating and you're trying to land ladies at the same time. One, I never got a chance to go to school then, to go to university or anything else. So I had to figure out how to start doing odd jobs. I've been a mechanic.
What?
I've been a truck driver.
Goja, pause hapo. Mechanic?
Yes.
Frank, are you serious?
Spanner boy. So in K-South, and most of the guys would relate, there was my mechanic, he was called Muya, he passed on, God rest his soul. And every time you go to that place, because you're spending so much time there, you need to earn some sort of income.
Yes.
So what do? You have to broker deals.
Yes.
Venus's car has issues, and I come and say, hey Venus, come to this garage. And so that time you're trying to make ends meet. I found that was not good enough, and I decided to be a driver. I was a truck driver, right? And
Jesus is
and
Lord.
I still went. And,
sorry, I'm just getting so emotional. But what a mechanic? Then you upgrade your life to.
Became a truck driver, and then I still became a personal driver to one of the Indians' families.
Okay.
And basically, what would happen is I'd have to wake up at 5 a.m. I had to go all the way to Westlands. Pick the kids, take them to school, come back lunch hour, go back and pick them, go wash the car. I remember one of the most embarrassing moments I had is, I was taking my boss's wife to shop at the retail in Parklands. There's this place at Parklands, right? She gave me the basket, so I was the one holding the basket as she's shopping. Then I saw guys I was with in high school. Yeah. Remember, now I was in Aga Khan. Yes. And then the guys are like, hey, Mola, what's up? So me, I'm trying to hide, right? And then they come and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm like, I'm good. And then my boss's wife says like, driver, kuja hapa. I'm like, oh, shucks.
Oh, Lord, sorry for laughing. But, I can imagine your ego. And then,
It was crazy. And remember that time, then Jeremy now is my son. Jeremy is almost, born and everything else. So I went through that. After 6 months, I said, this is not for me. Okay. I tried entertainment. I went to Tanzania. I was a radio presenter. I did that for like almost 1 year.
What? This is getting interesting. My God, I don't know what else you're going to tell us you had, but let me tell you, you're really, really motivating me right now. I
did a lot of things, and all this, I was trying to search and saying, I need money. Right? That time my motivation was I wanted money and I want to move out, right? And remember, all this time I'm not going to school, it's just Form 4. That was it, done, right? So I sat back, I went to Dubai at some point. I tried life in Dubai. My friend who was hosting me, I had to sleep in the living room, his living room, with what was it? Not a sleeping bag, because it's too hot in Dubai.
Yes.
Right?
So it's like a mat sort of thing, yeah.
And remember, every Friday, sometimes his friends would come and you play PlayStation. This is your bedroom and nobody's sleeping. So even if you're asleep, you feel sleepy, you can't sleep.
Yes.
And it's not your house.
Yes.
You're being hosted.
Yes.
I tried that, then I came back, right? Again, I got my first job then a telecom company where I must say I was sacked at some point for whatever reason that happened. And then I came out of employment and I wondered, okay, what happens next? One of my mentors, she's called Winnie Manyara, God rest her soul, she passed on. Winnie is the one who really carried me and kept on telling me mentorship is critical, like every time you talk about mentorship,
yes,
right?
It is.
And Winnie carried me and I started my career and one of the banks, and I'm always proud of that bank, I mean Equity Bank, I can say that.
Wow.
That's why I started as a cashier again. It was quite funny and interesting, you know, the listening, caring financial partner, like they said. That's where I started with a salary of almost 25,000 at that time. Then what happened is I did some career suicide where I felt, you know, I want to start business. Then remember, I still don't have a degree. I still have my Form 4 certificates. So what happened is when I left Equity, I thought it was easy to get a job, but every time I was being told, do you have a degree? I'm like, no. So you can't get a job. Yes. So one of the financial institutions in Kenya were looking for salespeople. So I applied for it and I got the job and my salary was 15,000. So I said, yes, why not? Because there's somebody I need to feed. That was Jeremy. And I started Barclays, and when I got to Barclays, sorry, I've mentioned it. I did 5 years in Barclays Bank. Okay. And Barclays, I started as a salesperson. And I went to a team leader role. I went to a sales manager. By the time I was leaving Barclays, I was a senior sales manager. Wow. And I'm telling you, by the time I was even a sales manager, I had people who are resigning because they're saying they cannot be led by somebody who doesn't have a degree. Okay. Right? The reason I'm giving you this journey is it's careers at 40, but I think it doesn't start at 40. Yeah. It goes way back, and there's a way it builds. Now, I sat and I told myself, you know, you're on contract. You're not permanent. Why? Because you don't have a degree. And that time, degree was very crucial. So in Barclays is where, you know, American Express came looking for people in sub-Saharan Africa. And then my friends applied. And that's why I always tell guys, please know who your friends are. Guys, I'm telling you, my friends went and applied for this role. They went for interviews, all of them. They were not taken. Nobody told me about it. No one told me about it. There was a lady called Mary Kubai, and Mary got the job. She got the job. And what Mary did is she sat back and said, Frank, you know what? I think you're the one who deserves this job. This is somebody who I couldn't consider my friend as in friend. Yeah. But she sacrificed and said, you'd be the person. Yes. Right? And I was like, wow. I went for an interview at the Serena. There was another long process we went through the interview, which I'll not speak to now. But fast track, the role for American Express wanted somebody who had a degree, a master's, and preferable was ACCA, I think, accounts, something like that, right? I didn't have all that, but I went for the interview. And I told them, guys, I see you want to give me the job, but I don't have all these things. What happens? They told me, we are not looking for the papers, we're looking for attitude and somebody who can fit into our culture. I was like, okay, is this real? I was like, yeah, it is real. What happened? The next time I found myself in Spain as a senior account executive looking after sub-Saharan Africa. I still don't have my degree, right? I'm telling you, there are people who could not believe I work for American Express. Zero. They're like, no, he's lying. Yes. He can't be. He doesn't have.
Based on your history, based on your educational, whatever, yeah.
But what did I do? I became that ego. I soldiered on, you know, Spain, got promoted, went to London. I did my 2 years there. And then now where I am, where now they poached me back from London, and I got a directorship role where I'm working presently. And that's how my journey has been. Okay. Now, let me take it a few steps back. Guys, to date, I still don't have my degree. No. But I'm not saying you should not get one. If your parents can pay for your education, by all means, go for it. But if they can't, or there's no way you can get that formal education, you have to navigate and create your own doors.
Okay.
That's what I did for myself, right? But also I realized the friends that I'm working with will also define and shape the way I'm thinking.
Very true.
I became a benchmark of so many guys who are saying, do you know Mola? Mola, if you tell him anything, he will do anything, right? And that's what most of my friends would say. So bring it fast forward to careers at 40. I mean, having that journey, what I did is in between, I told myself, I need to educate myself. What did I do in between, American Express and getting to where I'm working now? Is I applied for Harvard. And I went in and applied and I forgot about it. 3 months later, my inbox, Harvard Business School, you're accepted. I was like, what? This is real, you know? And the next thing I was like, I posted on my social media and, I was so excited. Yes. But the funny thing is you come and realize a number of people, and that's why I find social media is an interesting place to be. To cut the long story short, Venus, is I went to Harvard in Boston. I became a certified negotiator by Harvard. After that spiral, I did Strathmore Business School as a master negotiator. I went to Nanyang Business School in Singapore and just to learn different cultures of how you can negotiate business with different races. I still went back to Strathmore and I did Senior Management Leadership Program where you're spending a lot of time with CEOs. It was a 1-year whole program, right? Career at 40 is not about you getting to 40 and saying this is where my career starts. Yes. It takes you back. And for the guys who are 20s, you're just finishing primary school or university. Like I said, guys, if you had a chance to go to uni, you're blessed and you're good. But if you still don't have a chance, it's not the end of life. Don't let anyone tell you you didn't go to school, so you cannot be successful. And success, you have to define it based on yourself. Let me pause there because you might be having, I'm seeing you're getting carried away with the conversation.
Yani, I'm so, Yani, I don't know what to call this, if it's motivation or what, but wow, listening to you, Frank, I don't know what to say. Guys, I hope just by listening Frank talk today, something in you has changed, something in you has transformed. For me, I honestly think in my 40s that your career should be what you're passionate about. I mean, something that you don't need anyone to wake you up to go and do. I am in a very totally different field. I started life in the wrong way. Absolutely, sema kuwekwa box na wanaume, and having babies, starting, from the end, So I got my kids and then, later on I went back to school, enrolled. And I think that is a story for another day. But today, in my 40s, I am actually thinking of what makes my heart kick, like that heartbeat. That is what I'm looking, at right now and saying this is where I need to settle. And the question to you out there, have you found out what career you're best suited in? This should be based on your personality, okay? It should be based on your passion as well, okay? And thirdly, as I said, no one should wake you up to go and do what you've been called to do. It is you, the energy that you have in you. So let us know, for those of you who are out there, please let us know, what do you want us to touch on the next time we talk about career? Other than that, what else would you like us, to shed more light in our 40s that would help those of you who are aspiring to get to where we are? For me, career is about passion. Career is about awareness, being very intentional about you, because you make other things, roll. You make life happen. So it is all about you. Have you discovered you? That is what I want to leave you with. So please, guys, like, share, subscribe. Our right is not the only right. As Frank has, Yani, you've rubbed this thing on me. Our right is not the only right. We'd like to hear from you. So if you're watching us for the first time, please share our videos. Go to our YouTube channel. See everything we've talked about. I'll promise you one thing. We are very real. We keep it real. Being in our 40s. It's all about being 40 and sharing our experiences.
That's right, guys. And as we wrap up, I want to tell you one thing. There's a difference between a job and a career. A job is whereby you're going in because you want the money. A career is something you're passionate about. Like she has said it, you need to identify where your career is and where your passion is and how you're going to navigate through that. It is not easy, guys. Like I told you, don't listen to distractors. Don't listen to sideshows. Don't carry all this dead weight with you and you need to validate whatever it is. Look at social media, what's happening. We glorify ourselves so much in social media. And when we go out, we're living totally different lifestyles, guys. Be your authentic self. Be your genuine self and walk your journey. And you know what happens? Define success by your own means. Yeah. Career at 40 is all about not just at 40, but where did you start? As you build to where you are now, what does it mean to you at 40? You're 20, you're 30, or even a teenager. Guys, start defining what career you want to be right now. By the time you get to 40, it's a different story. Navigate your story, tell your story, be your own self, and celebrate your milestones. Being 40 with Venus and Frank Mola. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, guys. We
Subscribe
love you. Yeah.
And like. Cheers.
And give us feedback. Hi guys, this is the Mind Spa Moment and this is Venus Chengo, where we get to talk about the psychological facts of life. Today we're talking about career. And I don't want to talk much. For those of you who have been following us, we really go into detail about anything any topic that we go into. But I'd like to challenge you based on someone called Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu said, and I quote, personal growth means introducing awareness into the consciousness. When it comes to career, you have to be aware about what you're doing. Do you know your personality type? Do you know what you love? What is this thing that drives you in life? Are you just about getting paid and then living large, or is it about giving back to society? You have to define your boundaries. You have to know yourself. So the question I want to leave with you today is, do you know yourself? Because if you do, then you're living in awareness. Being aware of life, being aware about your environment is such a powerful element. So keep it locked here. My name is Venus Chengo, your psychologist at the Mind Spa.
Welcome, Frank Mola and Brutal Facts is our session, like always, from Being 40. I'll tell you something. Never let the devil know when you're sweating or when you sweat. What do I mean by that? Guys, let me tell you something about careers at 40. It doesn't start at 40, no. It starts from the time when you identify what you want to be in your 20s and in your 30s. I'll bring you into something else. When you go for your interview, you go in by yourself. You search that job by yourself. Regardless how you got the job, you're by yourself. Guys, the day you're leaving, you're by yourself. When you get into the institution, just remember, those are colleagues, they're not friends. And the moment you leave is when you realize you're by yourself. So remember, Brutal Facts, careers at 40, it doesn't start at 40, guys. It starts at your 20s when you're planning yourself. Get to know the difference between a job and a career, and you're gonna enjoy your life. Brutal Facts with Frank Mola, we're going back to Being 40. Like our page, Facebook and YouTube on Being 40. Share and subscribe as well. Cheers.
Baba, twende kwa baba, come baba, come mama, twende kwa baba. He did it, kama arrow. Mina singing, please believe me. When you see me, nikiruka ruka, nikicheza cheza, sini yameweza, sini yametenda. Wakirusha mawe, Amanda his umbrella, amenikinga. No matter what the weather, kani ponya roho, kanifanya beta. Niko chini ya mwamba sitatetemeka. Come baba, come mama, twende kwa baba. Come baba, come mama, twende kwa baba. Amenigusa for my head, shoulder, knees and toes. Amenigusa for my head, shoulder, knees and toes. Come kwa baba, twende kwa baba. Come baba, come mama, twende kwa baba. Come kwa baba, twende kwa baba. Come baba, come mama, twende kwa baba. Nauliza, nani ataka kumpinga Simba? Ye mfanya miujiza kole mhila. Apewe sifa, ye kashinda, shetani kusha. Come, come, come my Buddha. Run, run, run sister. Come, come, come my Buddha.